My name is Rick Smith, and this is my project on considering the likelihood of success for new business in different U.S. states. I have a strong interest in all things regarding startups in America. In this project, I considered the states that lead in successful business growth. Success in this project is quantified through the ability to create jobs. I also looked into states that lead in companies that have exited the market for whatever reason. This displays states that may not be as susceptible to new business as others. Effectively, I am attempting to clarify for a potential new business owner where in the country the highest chance of success lies. We first consider establishments exiting the market. In this first graph, we take a look at the top 10 states that lead in establishments exiting the market. It is clear that California has a substantial lead on this category. However, you may be surprised to find that when comparing this to the rate at which establishments exit the market, California falls back to number 8 on the list of highest. This is due to the fact that California leads the nation in new companies established. Therefore, there's a lot more jobs to be destroyed in California than other places. This shows that rate at which jobs are destroyed is far more telling. When looking at states with the lowest rate of exit, it's interesting to see that the majority of states are in the northern section of the country. This is likely to do with the stability of the northern economy. It's less common for new businesses to enter the market in the north, and it's also less common for them to leave. Here we look at a scatter plot containing the establishment exiting rate versus the number of establishments exited. You see there's very little correlation. This means one should not count out a state simply due to a high number of businesses going under. The rate at which they do so is far more valuable in consideration. We now move on to job creation and its effect on new businesses. Looking first at states leading in the amount of jobs created, we again see California is by far in the lead. However, as we move on to job creation rate, we see that California, somewhat unsurprisingly, is no longer even in the top 10. This again displays the lack of correlation between jobs created and the rate at which they are created. A state creating a lot of jobs does not necessarily mean that they create them at a successful rate, and therefore may not be the best choice for a new business. As we move on to states with the lowest job creation rate, it's interesting to see that many of these states are the same states that showed up on the lowest job destruction rates. It was mentioned earlier, but this again displays the rigidity of the northern startup ecosystem. There are not a high amount of young companies that create jobs in northern regions. However, the companies that find their way into the northern business sphere do a great job of keeping their jobs consistent and stable. Ultimately, I found the ideal combination of high job creation rate and low job destruction rate is hard to come by. I did find two routes you may consider. The first is states that are hotspots for job creation. The majority of these were in the southern and western regions. Among these, it is important to find a state with a relatively low rate of exit for establishments from the market. The leaders in this category are Florida, Texas, and Arizona. The other route is to test the North's susceptibility to startups. It is more difficult to enter in this region, but the stability that comes with doing business here may be worth the risk. Some northern states do better than others in regard to job creation, and your top 3 choices are Wisconsin, Nebraska, and Minnesota. Thank you for listening.